This video is about wildlife, zoos and animal keeping. It's a journey through a zoologist's eyes. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of animals, their habitats and the incredible care they receive. Schönbrunn Zoo is the oldest zoo in the world. It now has been named 6 times in a row Europe's best zoo. Not every day you can visit zoo in the Palace Garden. You can see here animals from all over the world. Some of them are endangered. In the zoo there are 500 species spread across 17 hectares. Zoo has annually more than 2 million visitors. The historical giraffe house was restored in 2017 to add additional winter garden. Giraffe house shows how old buildings and modern animal care can work together. This historic house was restored and bright winter garden was added. Giraffes now have 440 square meters of space. That is 3 times more than before. This glass roof gives shade like trees in Africa and makes 20,000 kilowatts an hour of green energy each year for the zoo. Giraffe food source is leaves, flowers and trees. They browse on the higher trees where other ruminants can't, and they feed mostly on the acacia trees. In the zoo we can see 6 northern giraffes, 5 females and 1 male from 2 subspecies. Historically, 1856 this house was designed for rhinoceros. Since 2002 Schönbrunn Zoo has kept here koalas. Koalas are rare animals in the zoos. You can see only few animals in Europe. Because of their distinctive appearance, koalas along with kangaroos are recognized worldwide as symbols of Australia. Koalas' closest living relatives are the wombats. Koalas can eat over 600 kinds of eucalyptus, but they prefer about 30 species. Koalas stay still most of the time and sleep up to 20 hours a day. They are picky eaters, but not as picky as some other marsupials like the great glider. And they spend just 15 minutes a day on social behaviors. Koalas have very few natural predators, but they are threatened by pathogens such as chlamydia bacteria and koala retrovirus. That is a polar tom. It's a polar bear enclosure where you can see polar bear diving. Schönbrunn Zoo is participating in polar bear EP and also it is supporting polar bear research. The first polar bear came to the zoo around 1800, so they have been keeping this species for over 200 years. Polar bear facility was opened in 2014 and its name is Franz Josef Land, not Polar Tom. Polar Tom is only one part of the exhibition. Here we can see 2 species of penguins, king penguin and northern rockhopper penguin. King penguin is the second largest species of penguin. King penguins are good swimmers and can dive deeper than 300 meters. A study published in 2009 showed that the population of northern rockhopper had declined by 90% since the 1950s. Vienna Zoo is the only zoo who breeds northern rockhopper penguin every year. In the zoo you can also spot Humboldt penguins. These species don't like snow or ice. They prefer the warm waters of South America. Their black stripe and spotted belly make them easy to recognize. They are named after the cooled Humboldt Current. They nest in burrows and rocky crevices. Here we can see a walk-through exhibition for South America and African birds. It's a historical house. It was opened 1820 for birds and small animals. You can see here African species, one is over there. Kilimanjaro white-eye is a bird species found in northeast Tanzania. You can see here many different African bird species. Here we can see authentic terrariums. It's for a bullfrog, African bullfrog. It's a huge frog. It can weigh 1.4 kilograms. Here live Dendropatida, poison dart frogs from South America. Really colorful and small. And if you look up there, there is a slot, actually two of them. Here live South American birds, tropical birds, and birds are flying around, so you have to look carefully to spot them. Here, some of them fly over your head, and one is in the nest actually. You can see, sits in the nest. Flower gibbon or white-handed gibbon. It's a frugivorous species. 50% of the food are fruits, 30% are insects, and 29% are leaves. This species comes rarely to the ground and they brachiate quite fast on the trees. Schönbrunn Zoo was brainchild of Francis Stephan of Lorraine, husband of Maria Theresa, Empress of Habsburg monarchy. Francis Stephan commissioned architect to create a menagerie. 12 enclosures, equal sized, were created. Later a pond and administrative area were added. In 1752 the zoo was opened. That is an octagonal pavilion. It is a historical house and it was designed as a dining room or restroom, and it was finished in 1759. It was the last part of the zoo and it is in the middle of the zoo. Right now you can use it as a restaurant. Here we can see European fish. Here is a huge spike. Next to the pike there is a catfish. Also there is a common bream which is swimming around, and over there is a pike birds. Here we can see Indian rhinoceros. It is a quite new enclosure. It's huge. There is inside and outside area around 6,000 square meters. From 1748 to 2006. So Vienna Zoo has really long history of keeping this species. That is an Indian rhinoceros outside enclosure. It's huge and it's mixed exhibition. You can see that there are ungulates who can come here and go in the safe area. Very well made enclosure. In 2013, first elephant calf was born here using frozen sperm from wild elephant. And that was first time in the world. The African elephants are mostly browsers. They eat leaves, while Asian elephants eat more grass and they are grazers. From Himalaya, you can find it from 1,500 meters to 5,000 meters, and it's new, beautiful enclosure, really natural, rocky. It is important for the species to wear their hooves. And it's large enclosure, it's huge. Animals have a lot of space to move around and live in really natural conditions. At Schönbrunn Zoo, you can see giant pandas. During our visit, they were not visible due to quarantine. There are also red pandas. The zoo has many carnivores like the cheetahs, tigers and lions. There is an orangutan exhibit. Of course, there are also zebras and hippos. You can also see some historic enclosures, like the old bear exhibit, now empty. Soon it will house European rollers and hamsters. In the South American section, you'll find capybaras, anteaters, and other animals from the region. The historic ape house features many small and medium-sized primates. The African house is home to African hornbills and mongoose. One of the highlights is the prairie dog enclosure. Very fun to watch. There is a rat house where you can see different rodents. The zoo also includes terrarium, aquarium and crocodile pavilion. Here you can see snakes, lizard, turtles, crocodiles and fish like the arapaima. And there is still more, like the children's zoo and the new reptile house for rescued animals. There are also vulture exhibitions and parrot exhibitions and many others. In conclusion, I'm satisfied with my trip. 17 hectares is much more than I expected. There are a lot of animal enclosures and animals are highly visible. I was here 2 years ago and already there were new areas for me.